So we finally have it. No recording limits, amazing customizable frame guides function, updated autofocusing subject detection system from the GH7, remote shooting with the LUMIX Lab app, and the long-awaited 18 to 40mm lens. The lens that LUMIX should have launched the S9 with. It matches the S9's compact body design a lot better than the 20 to 60 kit lens, and it's half the size and less than half the weight than the 20 to 60. And it's so much better than the 26mm manual f8 lens. So there's that. So in this video, we'll take a close look at the 18 to 40mm lens, and I'll cover all the firmware update details in my next video. Now, who doesn't love free stuff, right? Especially when it's rad and designed for your camera rigs. I'm super excited to announce the launch of my new brand, All Rad, bringing you spicy rad HDMI cables and Magicams to make your setup just as rad as the shot you capture. And to celebrate, we're doing something special. Grab any item from the store and you'll get a free Magicam worth $35 to go with it. Just choose your color, toss it in your cart, and use the code EARLYRADBIRD at checkout. Hit the link down below to get started on your all-rad journey. Now let's talk about the 18 to 40mm lens. I would say for the LUMIX S9, it is the best overall travel and daily use lens I've used so far. And when I say daily, I literally mean it, as it is a 4.5 to 6.3, so you will mostly use this lens in daytime. I have got some really nice images out of this lens. It is compact enough that I didn't mind carrying it on my belt every day on my trip to Gold Coast. The main thing you need to know about this lens is that this is a collapsible design, meaning that when it's collapsed like this, you won't be able to use it at all until you extend it to 18mm right there. So I really wish this lens could allow you to take photos when it's collapsed, but unfortunately, it is just not possible. So the first few days I was bringing this camera up to take a few quick shots, but then I realized that it was collapsed and you need to extend it, and it basically just gives you a black screen saying that you need to extend the lens. So I basically left it open most of the time and just collapsed it when I needed to put it away. The images I got actually came out really nice with a lot of detail for such a small and collapsible lens. I didn't pixel peep, so if you want to check out a more detailed review, I'm sure Richard Wong will have that up on his channel. For me, mostly this lens is about the vibes, the convenience, and the size just for quick everyday shots. It's definitely a lot more convenient to take on a go than the 20 to 60 kit lens, and after getting used to the collapsible design, I actually really like it. The shots I'm sharing here are JPEGs straight out of the camera using real-time LUT function. I do take RAW photos at the same time, but I never really found myself going back to the RAW files, as I do really like the graded JPEGs that are coming out of the S9. It does save me a lot of time, and also they're instantly shareable when you use the transfer function on the LUMIX Lab app. And if you're wondering, I am mostly using the Streetwise C-LUT and have been since basically this camera came out. Also, some of the images do have grain applied in camera as well. Although this is mostly a daytime lens, LUMIX stabilization makes this lens usable in low light. After all, stabilization is what LUMIX is known for, so you can get away with using the lens at night with slower shutter speed. I've actually shot a few frames while walking and just keeping the subject in the center. This allowed me to get some motion blur around the edges while keeping the center sharp. Of course, shots of people will most likely have a lot more motion blur at night, so for portraits in low light, I usually take my Voigtlander 35mm f1.8 lens. It's so tiny, has a bit of a vintage vibe, and pair that with a ProMist filter and the shots are magical. If you want to see a video about it and my other favorite small lenses for the LUMIX S9, let me know down in the comments below. Flaring on the 20 to 60 kit lens is better controlled, the flares are a little bit softer, but the 18 to 40 has a bit of a more defined and sharp lens flares. I haven't really noticed them much in daily use, only when testing this lens indoors with strong sunlight coming in from the outside, and that was mostly on the wider focal lengths. It has a 62mm front filter thread. I would love to see a 67, but that would make the lens a little bit bigger, so I understand why. But then we would have a matching 20 to 60, 28 to 200, and also all the f1.8 primes are 67. So unfortunately, this is going to be a step up kind of a lens. This is mostly an issue for video shooters. If you're taking photos, you can just crank up the shutter speed. Overall, comparing the 18 to 40 to the 20 to 60 kit lens, I really enjoyed using the wider 18mm focal length, giving me a little bit of extra field of view, which is really nice, especially for travel and city architecture shots. And if I need a bit of extra reach, I just use the hybrid zoom function. At the medium settings, I could get up to 56mm focal length. At small, it's 78mm, and at extra small, it's 124mm. I would usually use the medium hybrid zoom. It gives me a 1.4 times crop without losing too much detail. There is an autofocus switch on the side of the lens, which I found really handy for getting close-up shots. I just flick this lens into manual mode, set the focus to the closest distance, and I can get surprisingly close shots. It is not a macro lens, but it can focus 6cm away from the front of the lens when at 18 up to 21mm. Once you start zooming in past 21mm, the close focus distance will shift further. It's dust, splash, and freeze resistant, has a metal mount, so a lot better than that original 26mm f8 Blanche lens from Lumix. But if you're looking for something similar to that 26 plastic lens, look into the Brighton Star 28mm. It's a bit funky, but a lot brighter at f2.8, and it's even smaller than that 26mm Lumix, and it looks really cool, and it's really nice built design. You'll just need an M mount to L mount adapter to make it work on the LUMIX S9. For me, the perfect S9 minimal travel kit is now the 18 to 40mm lens, as well as my 35mm f1.5 Voigtlander. This one is basically the same size, it's super tiny, and is perfect for night photography as well as portraits. It gives you a lot of bokeh, and this one is a great all-around lens. And if I need some extra reach, I'll just bring my 28 to 200, and with hybrid zoom, it can become a 624mm lens, I believe, which is absolutely insane. Let me know if this lens will make you grab a LUMIX S9, or are you still waiting for some small lens options from Lumix? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.